Walang problema yung project site. Merong site. Okay. Please put that on record that yung detailed estimate na lump sum, merong nakatouch doon na detailed. Okay? Kung nakikita niyo yung mga lump sum na yan, we will assure the prospective bidder na merong detailed sa BOQ. Naka-detail yan. We just present it as a lump sum para ma-shorten natin yung ano. Pero we assure you that meron kanyan. Okay? And then, yung plans, may we know from the assurance from the yung plans, nandyan na? Okay. Okay, we will again assure everybody, especially those who are following us, prospective bidders, na yung plano, meron na. Ka-prepare. Approved na yung plano. And then, as mentioned a while ago, the minimum laboratory equipment should be owned. Hindi pwede ng list ng minimum laboratory requirements. Because this is a building, these are structures, meron pa yatang meron pa yatang pool na gagawin dyan. So, kailangan nandun lahat palagi on-site yung laboratory equipment, minimum laboratory equipment. Okay? This will be verified during the post-qualification. Any more? Do you have some more queries? If none, the chair now will continue the proceedings.
Thank you, Vice Chair. So let's proceed to the next project. So we have here the contract ID 25PL0138, the Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, the multipurpose building facilities to support social services, construction of multipurpose building, Kalinga. Location, Tabuk City, Kalinga. With an ABC of 74,250,000 pesos only. Contract duration, 540 calendar days. Brief description, the construction of multipurpose building, phase 1. This includes structural works, electrical works, plumbing works, and some architectural works. Bid opening will be on December 23, 2025. So next, for the BOQ of this project, we have the permits and clearances, one lump sum. Project billboard, signboard for each. The occupational safety and health program, we have an ABC of 719,214.42, one lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, one lump sum. The temporary fence, one lump sum. For the earthworks, we have subgrade preparation, common material, 2,000 square meter. Clearing and grabbing, 2,000 square meter. Removal of structure and obstruction, one lump sum. Structure excavation, the common soil, 1,604.83 cubic meter. Embankment from structure excavation, common soil, 394.07 cubic meter. For the embankment from Barrow, common soil, 1,210.76 cubic meter. For the gravel fill, 230 cubic meter. Aggregate subbase course, 230 cubic meter. Plain and reinforced concrete works, have the structural concrete, 4,000 PSI, class A, 28 days, 719.40 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 40, 35,803.73 kilograms. For reinforcing steel, deformed, grade 60, 31,803.14 kilograms. Formworks and false works, 715 square meter. Finishing and other civil works, soil poisoning, but put that termite control. Baka poison yung...
Close and open parenthesis, termite control.
The same with the other that we have just open. Baka sabihin nila poison. You are poisoning the soil. So against the environmental, yeah. Termite control. So for the 100 mm CHP non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 578.09 square meter. 150 mm CHP non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 852.92 square meter. Steel doors and frames, 1 lump sum. For the wooden doors and windows, 1 lump sum. Aluminum frame glass doors, sliding type, 8.75 square meter. Aluminum glass window, awning type, 1.8 square meter. Aluminum glass window, fixed type, 129.28 square meter. We have here the cement plaster finish, 2,862.02 square meter. The reflective insulation, 1,441.72 square meter. Metal railing, 166.20 meter. Painting works, masonry, concrete, 2,722.04 square meter. For the painting works, steel, 850 square meter. Pre-painted metal sheets, rib type, long span, above 0.427 mm thick, 1,411.74 square meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, the flashing, 0.6 mm thick, 92 linear meter. For the metal structure accessories, 1 lump sum. Metal structure accessories, bolts and rods, 704 each. For the metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 30 each. We have also the metal structure accessories, the Sagrad, 2,739.42 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 711 kilograms. Metal structure accessories, steel plates, 4,331.30 kilograms. Structural steel, 1,924.99 kilograms. The structural steel, 1 lump sum. Structural steel trusses, to 25,051.80 kilograms. For the structural steel purlins, 5,989.20 kilograms. Structural steel deck frame, 5,669.81 kilograms. Sewer line works, 1 lump sum. For the cold water line works, 1 lump sum. The storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. Septic bulk tank concrete, CHB, the 1 lump sum. For the catch basin, CHB, 22 each. Conduit boxes and fittings. Conduit works, conduit rough-in, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Oh, that's the BOQ of this particular projects. So let's proceed to the uh, equipment pledge. So we have here the backhoe, 1 unit, but own. Dump truck, 3 unit, but at least 2 own. Cargo service truck, 1 unit. Road roller, 1 unit. Road grader, 1 unit. 1 water truck, 1 unit. Payloader, 1. But walang mixer. Mixer. Transit mixer. Ay, ready mix. So for the minimum requirements for laboratory to comply with DO number 11 series of 2017, we have here the list of laboratory minimum requirements. Again, this should be owned by the bidder and update your certification coming from the quality assurance section if expired. This is 1 year valid for 1 year. So for the key personnel, again, we have the project manager, 1 year, project engineer. The same PE must be DPWH accredited to comply with DO number 148 series of 2024 since this is a building. Materials engineer, ME must be DPWH accredited. Electrical engineer, master electrician, 1 year. Sanitary engineer, master plumber, 1 year. Foreman, 1 year. Again, how about the architect and geodetic? For additional key personnel?
May I, Mr. Chair, for the information of
Yes, Sir Renzo.
to the prospective bidders, we are including the architect and the geodetic engineer because when you apply for an building permit, one per market ko dagita signatories is geodetic and architect. So that's why we are including it on the requirements on the personnel.
Thank you, Sir Renzo, for that justification on the including of two additional, the architect and geodetic. So the first aider with photocopy of certificate of first aid training issued by the Red Cross or by any organization accredited by the same in compliance to DOL requirements subject to DO 241 series of 2024 on the submission of CSP approved by the HOPE, the district engineer, and valid first aider ID from Philippine National Red Cross. Again, the construction site safety officer with photocopy of certificate of completion on the basic OSH course issued by DOL, the WC accredited safety training organizations or recognized institutions. So the key personnel have their tax identification number, the TIN. So next, for the next project, we have here the contract ID. Any question from prospective bidders? So if none, let's proceed with the contract ID 25PL0139. The locally funded projects, national building programs, buildings, and other structures, multipurpose facilities, construction of DTI building, Bulanao, Tabuk City, Kalinga. Location, Tabuk City, Kalinga, with an ABC of 29,400,000 pesos only. Contract duration, 420 calendar days. Brief description. The construction of multi-purpose building includes structural works, finishing works, electrical works, plumbing works, and mechanical works. So the bid opening will be on December 23, 2025. For the BOQ, we have the permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. The project billboard, signboard, 2 each. The occupational safety and health program with an ABC of 143,209.94 pesos only and 1 lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. We have the removal of structure and obstruction, 1 lump sum. So we have the structural excavation, the common soil, 421.40 cubic meter. For the embankment from structural excavation, the common soil, 257.82 cubic meter. Embankment from barrow, this is granular fine materials, 245.76 cubic meter. Gravel fill, we have 61.56 cubic meter. For structural concrete, 4,000 PSI, Class A, 20 Ts. This includes the footing tie beam, column, suspended slab, girder, and beams. 414.71 cubic meter. Structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, Class A, 20 Ts. Slab on fill, 35.01 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel, the deformed grade 40, 15,195.60 kilograms. Reinforcing steel, the deformed grade 60, 66,053.54 kilograms. Formworks and false works, we have 1,273.93 square meter. So 100 mm CSP, non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 828.83 square meter. 150 mm CHP non-load bearing including reinforcing steel, 698.76 square meter. Hollow steel door, 22.68 square meter. Steel lower door, 4.20 square meter. Tempered glass, 10 mm. Frameless door, 24.15 square meter. Tempered glass, 10 mm. One-way curtain wall, 33.97 square meter. Aluminum glass window, casement type, 43.68 square meter. Aluminum glass window, awning type, 10.63 square meter. Aluminum glass window, fixed type, 64.34 square meter. The cement plaster finish, 1,821.72 square meter. Stainless steel railings, 117.05 meter. Ceiling 4 mm metal frame. Fiber cement board, 921.58 square meter. For granite tiles, 424.45 square meter. Glazed tiles and trims, 131.30 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 100.72 square meter. For painting works, masonry concrete, 2,743.30 square meter. Painting works, steel, 103.54 square meter. Sewer line works, 1 lansam. Cold water line works, 1 lansam. We have here the storm drainage and downspout, 1 lansam. Plumbing fixtures, 1 lansam. Septic bulb, tank concrete, CSB, 1 lansam. Catch basin, CSB, 22 each. Conduits, boxes and fittings, conduit works, conduit rough-in, 1 lansam. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lansam. Panel board with main and branch breaker, 1 lansam. Lighting fixtures, 1 lansam. Automatic fire sprinkler system, 1 lansam. Fire alarm system, 1 lansam. That's for the BOQ of this particular project. For the equipment requirements, minimum major equipment requirements, we have here the backhoe, 1 own, dump truck, 3 units, but at least 2 own. Cargo service truck, 1 unit. Water truck, 1. So the same with the concrete mixer, ready mix. So that's for the minimum laboratory requirements should be owned by the bidder. For the key personnel, we have here the project manager, 1 year. The project engineer, PE must be DPWH accredited. Materials engineer, ME, must be DPWH accredited. Master electrician, sanitary, 1 year experience. For sanitary engineer, master plumber, 1 year experience. Mechanical engineer, 1 year. Foreman, 1 year. So the same, we include the architect and the geodetic engineer. Says this DTI building. It's a building. The first aider with photocopy of certificate of first aid training issued by the Red Cross or by any organization accredited by the same in compliance to DOL. Requirements subject to DO 241 series of 2024 on the submission of CSP approved by the HOPE, the district engineer, and valid first aider ID from Philippine National Red Cross. Same with the construction site safety officer with photocopy of certificate of completion on the basic OSH course issued by DOL, DWC, accredited safety training organizations or recognized institutions. So the CAIC personnel have their tax identification number. Let's do sin sana. Ha? Sano? Any question from the prospective bidders? So yung plano ng DTI, nandyan ba? Mga from planning? Okay na? Okay, nandun yung plano. So walang problema kung mabibid out yan. Tuloy? So let's continue. For the contract ID 25PL0140. We have the Basic Educational Facilities Fund, BEFF, Batch 1, construction of school health facilities. Balawag National High School, City of Tabuk, Kalinga. So location, Tabuk City, Kalinga. ABC, the 6,731,251.40 pesos only. Contract duration, 90 calendar days. So the brief description, complete construction of one-story school health facilities with deep well and elevated tank. Bid opening will be December 23, 2025. So for the BOQ, the permits and clearances, again, this building have no problem on the site. Taga who validate this.